Well, it's come to this.
It has.
Murdering bike riders in the ether. What?
The time has come.
It's time to get real weird, isn't it?
And so have I? So have we?
So am we.
So there's a couple of different parts. We gave a taste in the intro, but before, I forgot to put in a few things in the Ripto video, so I'm gonna put them in the top of the finale right here.
You thought you were saying Ripto? No.
Yeah, it's that when you go into Ripto with the level storage power-up, you might think the Ripto fight becomes super easy and trivial like Gulp was, and that's half correct. In this first phase, yeah, you have permanent super speed, so you can totally make short work of Ripto. But because a cutscene plays in this when he goes to the second phase, you actually lose your supercharge.
Oh.
So the second phase is... And Super Flight you also lose by talking to Zoe, and I think from the cutscene, so really, it's just...
So it helps you blast through the first phase, and it's pretty much pointless.
Yeah, and the second phase becomes normal. And here I flamed Ripto and then charged him. This used to create a really awesome bug, where the second phase Gulp comes, and actually the first phase Ripto is still running around. Oh. So you got double Ripto. And... It even stays with the third phase. It's really awesome, but it got patched out, unfortunately.
Forced to only fight one boss at a time.
Yeah, it's really chaotic and awesome to fight two bosses at the same time. But no more.
No more Spyro boss rush.
Now for the main event, is that the bonus level for beating the game, and you can enter it for beating the game, and for really actually passing the gate, as we will soon see, it's you need to 80% or 70%, I don't know the exact number, to actually enter the event.
For thoroughly beating the game.
And you can see there's some dragons in Dragon Shores.
Look at those big old muscular dragons.
There will be it's a vacation level for vacation purposes. There's no combat really. It's just minigames. A theme park. It's a theme park.
Well done, Spyro. Step right on into Dragon Shores Park.
Yeah. So it says, he says well done. In here the glow up.
So if we never got sidetracked and did a bunch of saving of an alternate reality, etc., we would have had the lamest vacation ever, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's it would, for some players or who didn't collect a lot, who just collected barely the 40 orbs and then not enough gems, they might be blocked here, but it never was me. I don't know the exact number because it's never been me. I've always had 100% at this stage.
That was never gonna happen to you, Jeff.
Yeah. So
You win 10, you can visit the famous Dragon Shores Theater.
Opens
Gatekeeper, your voice has come a long way.
Yeah. And they are all unique now. They all used to look the same. All these Norks from Spyro 1.
Yeah, they're just kind of blobs back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got textures and everything. Mm-mm.
Yeah. That door is the door. That's for later. Yeah.
And screaming good time.
Yeah, some new posters.
You'll be scarred for your life.
And our goal is to win 10 tokens to visit the famous theater.
Okay.
Not that there's no percentage of collection to get here. Getting all the 10 tokens does nothing except open up the theater, and just for your own enjoyment. It's play until you feel fulfilled, kind of thing.
You're satisfied.
If you can pop all the balloons on the track, a token is waiting for you.
Oh, you're
ready to ride? You know, roller
coaster is the biggest one, so we're gonna save it for last.
Okay.
Perhaps the hardest one, because hardest is a relative term in Spyro in general, but these minigames are meant to be fun and easy, so you will soon see.
They're your reward, not your punishment.
Yeah.
Visiting the other attractions first.
Here's the theater.
Hey there, young fella.
Look at your belly button. It's like a pig's tail.
And the theater is Spyro-sized. with the Spyro poster. That's very...
Oh.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch the movie of us, but we haven't even been to the third game yet. We're gonna get spoiled.
Yeah, that's the connotations of Spyro being an in-the-universe thing is maybe don't think about it.
Step right up,
Fair
Spyro,
enough.
and take a look at what we've got for you today.
Show me Nick.
Inside this here booth, you'll find some of the most vicious creatures you've ever seen. Suit yourself,
You ready
kid.
to dunk?
Come on back
I'm
when you
always
wanna give
ready to
these
dunk.
critters a dunking.
Yeah, give them a dunk.
You ready to slam?
Here's a baseball to spit sport. Take aim,
Spit sport.
shoot at the target, and watch as the terrifying creatures fall into the water below. But don't worry, you won't hurt them.
But I want to hurt them.
This is like a weird Star Trek episode where there's like a fair planet where the race of trolls live that they just throw on constant fun fairs.
I thought
visiting dragons.
you meant to say that this is like a bottle episode where, like, this is the episode where the whole Star Trek crew goes to a theme park and just does theme park scenes.
You know what? I would watch that.
Hey, that
There
was
might be
pretty
a thing,
funny,
like,
wasn't
they
it?
use that
Take
room
this
for so
token
many
being
things.
such a
Like, I
good
didn't
shot.
watch every episode.
Well, I can't remember the name of it, but there's definitely like the pleasure planet they go to for vacation and talk about all the time. It's like
Yeah.
infinite canoodling and beaches. And
So you
then-
get one token for
This is pretty easy,
for
isn't
every
it?
dunk.
Have another
That's
one
that's
of
as
those.
easy as it is.
just really here to make these guys have a bad day.
Have another
Yes.
shot if you want, kid.
You can just give me the tokens.
The chef, yes, revenge. I
Sweet.
can finally hurt him.
You monstrous chef.
Yeah, that feels good.
The sweet Duncan.
Wow, you really are a great shot. Take
Wow,
this,
you hated that
my
guy.
last token.
So you can only get 3 tokens total.
Have another
But
shot
you can
if
keep
want, kid.
Duncan as long as you want.
Just keep dunking. Who's that in the dunk tank?
There's a Nork that's not in Spyro 2. Like, I think he's from Spyro 1, but honestly I don't recognize him. I think it's just a random Nork.
They just grab some narc off the street. Hey, you want to make $5?
Yeah. And then it just resets or it just becomes random. It's just those 4 creatures. You can just keep dunking as long as you like, but it doesn't do anything. No, with the G.
I still have tokens.
Gno.
Come back.
Give him
Look at Silver
Nelson
Nork
the
here.
Gno.
Hiya, Spyro.
I love your cape.
Okay, I'll set the timer for you.
Also, it's a bold thing to wear gloves but no shirt. I love it. It's time to exterminate the duck.
Yeah, a shooting gallery minigame.
Oh, they don't look nearly as alive.
Yes, they look much more alive in the original.
Oh, it's a lot less murderous today, thank God.
Yeah, now they're made out of wood. Wah, wah. Don't worry, we'll do some real murdering soon. Because
Oh,
there's
we've-
multiple.
Glutted on murder so far, why not take a
For the
day
next
off?
round?
Yeah, there's multiple rounds.
Okay, I'll set the timer.
Oh. Oh!
Yeah, some real murdering.
Now Nautilus can finally get the axe. Yeah. Everyone's sick of you. Sometime you're OP and you harpoon people.
Nice shooting. Here's a token.
Thanks, Uncle Nork.
Already got 5 tokens.
Ready for the next round? Okay.
And the last of the third rounds is you can't go backwards, by the way. Is the weasels from the very first episode for Ferris's level, Glimmer.
You're still cute. They're real cute.
Great.
And dead.
Here is my last token.
I hope you guys are gonna get retokened at some point. We're not just crashing the economy.
Spyro.
We can't go in there.
Come on back.
And the next token, if you thought the other ones were too hard, well, this one.
Is this the Tunnel of Love?
Free, free.
It's a Tunnel of
You pay
Love.
No money down and make no monthly payments. In return, I'll give you 1 token. 1 is all I can give, but you can ride as many times as you'd like.
Oh.
Well, it's pretty dark in there. I understand.
It's true.
Come on back anytime.
What an understanding,
Back to
Nork.
take a whirl on the boat ride.
Yes, please.
I don't know, it's kind of sad to ride by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your friend. There's probably a fairy invisible over your shoulder.
Yeah, and
Professor's here.
Yeah, everybody's here. You can pay attention to the many different kind of variants that appear.
Man, I see like no certain fawn decided to play our love interest for this episode.
Hey, aren't those siblings? I don't think about that.
It's just a cover. I mean, how are you? What?
Karate chop.
As promised, here's your one token.
Was she like?
When you have 10
Did she jump boats?
try visiting the
It's
Dragon Store's
you
theater.
get a random person appears in your boat when you ride it.
Gotcha.
So let's find
pretty
Spyro gets around.
Boat ride.
I mean, he's pretty cute.
The Eddie too. Oh, with the monk, they reconciled.
Aw, they found a way to make it work.
The fawns really get around too.
Professor can't get enough of this because he loves making out. Oh. Alright.
Just for
All right,
kicksies,
good Spyro.
You've already got your token. Come
Working
back
your way up the list, eh,
anytime,
Spyro? Yeah.
The duck even.
Oh, no.
Damn. Yeah.
Chef
Who the hell
Duck.
wants to date the duck? And the poor ancient hero by himself.
I mean, he's just having a good time. He's happy to be
Take
here.
a whirl on the
But then that's nothing compared to the. There's one more that definitely want to show off. That's the Chad Earthshaper, who
Oh my.
who has two.
Oh my dude.
Yes.
What's better than one monk? Two. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Then it was a shameful event there in the
We
tunnel.
gotta get some gum in a shower.
Let's forget that ever happened and just ride the coaster.
That's a baby.
Somebody put a baby in the coaster.
Somebody left a baby on the tracks.
It's a crowded track tonight.
Crowded. Yep.
Sure is, bud. I'm the only patron of your establishment. Oh.
In the original, the coaster was really bland, but for certain parts in the Reignited one, as you will soon see, they made it like a dragon themed and like a dragon's back and tail and stuff. So it's like more interesting.
Yeah, it's not just like, well, it's a track that's good enough.
Yeah.
Technically a track.
There's also 3 stages here to get the last 3 tokens. The first one is more easy. You have to collect 25, and there's in just one straight line.
No problem,
Here's
yeah.
a token for you.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
All right. I'll flip this switch, and now you can ride more tracks.
Now,
See,
like the
the balloons
Breeze
on these
Harbor
tracks, too.
minigame,
Watch
you
out
can
for
also
the other
switch
coasters.
tracks. It's pretty similar overall to it.
Y'all missed minecart tracks, right?
Yeah, like trouble with the trolley. Well, the trolley's back.
This is your reward, is more trolley. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, this part like getting now is 50, by the way. The last 2 are 50, so it can be a little bit frustrating, I think, for some.
That's a lot of trolley time.
But this is the best part.
We get a loop.
Yes,
Sick.
we do.
Raise your arms.
We can't jump in the middle of it, unfortunately.
Aww. Well, I wish for death.
Here's another token.
Yeah, I skipped a little bit of it because we still have the last one, and it's the same track for all 3.
You're on a roll.
Let's
We
make
got
it
the
go a little
loop,
bit
that's the
faster.
important bit.
Yeah.
And
For the last one, we get a cannon,
just
just like the trolley. It's the same trolley. I mean, we have to shoot the red balloons that are off the track.
It's such an adorable little stumpy cannon. It's like a carronade, they used to call them. The shotgun of cannons.
I'm gonna speed it up. It probably goes a little bit slow.
You can't tell, but I'm using my hands to push back my face like the wind is crushing me.
Yeah.
Man, the soundtrack really bangs.
Come on, Stuart Copeland. Come on, up the tempo.
What are we, grandparents here? Oh, yeah.
Wow, you're a natural. You've conquered the coaster.
Yeah.
Here's my last token.
And with that, we have 10.
It's time to go to
Wanna
the
ride the coaster just for fun?
The
No, thank you.
Spyro.
Well, Spyro, it's
Yeah.
your
Donkey show.
lucky day. You managed to win enough tokens to enter
Spyro
the
Burlesque
famous
is what I wanted
Dragon
to say.
Shores Theater. Come on in and
They hype it up
enjoy the show.
quite a lot. I don't know if you remember, but it is kind of it's anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm
They
just
really
gonna
do
go
build
out
it
and
up like
say
it's
it.
your reward on top of reward. Get in
Yeah.
there.
So what is the final reward for doing everything here? Well, it's a cutscene selector. You can watch all the cutscenes in the game again if you want.
And that's cool and useful for someone doing a Let's Play.
Sure, it's actually not useful for me right now, but maybe for some people, sure, yeah.
Maybe.
It's I don't think it's a bad feature, but maybe as the final reward, well, this is the final reward.
Yeah.
Collecting 100%, if you remember.
Infinite Hyper Flame.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. The ultimate reward for Spyro 2 is in
Infinite
fact
power.
infinite power.
What did it cost you?
Yes, before the Infinity Stones, Spyro was the one with Infinity Flame.
Finally
Yeah,
complete
this is the I think this is the best reward you could possibly give. I think because not only is it for this playthrough, you might think like, oh, well, there's nothing left to do in this game. Now you get the Super Flame. You can still get it for like some skill points, like the Ripto skill points.
Oh yeah.
And beating the bosses, because the bosses get hurt by a Super Flame, getting the perfect wins there.
You
But
can really abuse 'em.
and the important part is that it also works in all playthroughs, even a new playthrough, so you can consider a new game plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun for that. So
And the victory lap.
it's a pretty great reward. Speaking of rewards, the reward for getting all the skill points is a art gallery.
Oh good. A picture of Hunter and Moneybags. Just what I wanted.
And some others. Yeah, we'll go through it quickly. It's just only 21 slides. That Yeti looks cool.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Unfortunately, the reward in the original game for getting all the skill points was much better. You could get like an entire epilogue, like with like more context of like what happened to these characters, like kind of jokes after that, and even like a gallery of creatures that they cut from the game. You can watch it in our original LP. But it was more interesting and a more real actual epilogue and final thing for the game than just concept art
On that
here.
one here.
Yeah.
It's like concept art is fun, but yeah, you're right. Having an epilogue is really a much better prize for working
I
hard.
wish they did both. I wish that the epilogue was still there, but it's not. So that's kind of
this art
a
is
cut
super
feature.
cool.
That's
Shade of Oasis Genie looks rad.
the gear grinders here, these Hurricanes, those look rad.
Man, they look like they belong in a much grittier game.
Yeah, they look like they belong in Bloodborne or something, or Dark Souls. Like, it's crazy.
Aww. Murderous little saboteurs.
Yeah. Oh, that's Space Cow.
Yeah. Look at Commander Space Cow.
Yeah.
He's got such a commanding presence.
Real cool.
Speedway targets, essentially.
Yeah. And some bosses
Yeah,
to end
my boy
and round
Gulp.
things up. Yeah, Gulp looks cool here.
Pterodactyl, you're not a boss. I'm sorry. You're cool, but...
Yeah. And we end with Crush and Ripto.
Crush looks like he just got told he has to work like 4 extra hours that day.
And you can see like a small part of the epilogue. The difference there. You got like in a book and like, hey, Gulp did like a funny thing. And like there's this whole bunch of things with like a finale
you got like
ending
a
there.
Animal House Where Are They Now kind of summary.
Yeah, exactly. And now time for the grand finale. You might think grand finale, but like this is the final part, but we're already like only halfway through the video. Well,
How could it be grander than this?
we're gonna do level storage, this time with Ripto. We're gonna do just like in Gulp, pause until the exact frame you enter Ripto, exit the level, and go to a speedway. This time it's only one speedway, it can only be Cannon Speedway, so we do the exact same thing again. We exit the portal in the background and we go back in and we kill ourselves, or we end the the speed run before the cutscene ends, and this is a short cutscene, so it's a little bit harder.
I hear
And
you
once we
dying
do
in the
that,
background.
yep, and once we do that, and we can skip the cutscene, and we can also trigger level storage with Ripto this way, as you can very shortly see.
We can break his entire world wide open.
Yeah. Our flying is gone because we talked to Zoe, but this is the exact same thing that we saw in the beginning. Like as soon as same with Gulp, we can only get at the first phase.
We get savage first phase Ripto, but then we're stuck with our life.
But there's some differences with the Ripto level source. I think it's just less good and reliable, and you can't. As we're gonna got a recommendation from some of our viewers to go to some levels with the level storage, so we're gonna do those. Like Crush is a really interesting one.
Hey Crunch! Oh man!
But for some reason, the timer is now counting down. That will be important.
What happens then? Does Crush go on his break?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. It's unexpected. That dragon also very unexpected. We'll get back to him later. We're gonna talk more about him later. But now the speedway is gonna end, and we're kind of in trouble now. We're gonna retry, and then Crush, the level Crush, the container of Crush loads with the objects of Canyon Speedway, and then we have a level where you can do the speedway, but without any barriers or like can I say like
obstacles or landscape?
Yeah, exactly. So this makes it easier, but also really messed up.
Really bizarre.
But like what we're gonna do now is we're gonna actually finish the speedway, and by doing so mess up our save file forever.
Oh no!
Because as you might expect, we are not supposed to do this.
No.
I don't even know why it happens, because we did finish Canyon Speedway already, and we got our 100%. So we do it, we finish it.
With 0.8 seconds left to spare.
Yeah, very close. And we got 400 gems. But we already collected 100%, so why did we get 400 gems? Well, okay, now things are counting up, but there's no objects. So we're in a state of soft luck. But more important than that, we have now 10,400 gems. And we have a game total of 1,528%, and Crush the Speed Dungeon is now 40,100% complete.
You pushed Crush's dungeon out of its reality path.
Yeah, because
Pretty
Crush
hard.
doesn't have gems normally, so now we really we really screwed up our save file. Sorry, everyone. This might have consequences later.
It's fine. It's fine.
Exiting the level
like
here
5,000% run.
Yeah, causes a soft lock. So now we went back. We did the Ripto thing again and came back here. Now it counts up, thankfully. And we can really explore the Crush's level.
Yeah. Get up here and hassle Ripto a little bit.
Yeah. We can hassle
Ripto,
Ripto, but he doesn't have a reaction for the hit reaction here, because only in Gulp you're supposed to hit him, not here.
Yeah. Why make animation frames if you can't use them?
Yep. You can't hit Crush from here because the Super Flame just barely does not go far enough. But yeah, otherwise you could have. But the fun part of Crush's dungeon is the outside part.
Yeah, this is a mystery we saw a glimpse of that I'm super intrigued by.
Yeah, it's well, just pay attention.
What?
The first time I saw it, it also freaked me out, even though I was warned by our recommender here. I, for some reason, just popping in and out, seemingly randomly, is a giant dragon head. in outside of the bounds of Crush's level. Like you're not
Looks like it
supposed
belongs
to.
to the roller coaster almost.
It's so freaky, and my best guess is that like when Crush does an attack, like his animation frames, like some numbers get mixed up and like a random polygon or random model appears, but because it's in the background, they never cared about it. And you're not supposed to see it, but now we do see it, and it is freakish and amazing.
Yeah. The first person to discover that must have just imagined they were tripping out, because
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
since it's only momentary.
we have some limitations with Ripto's level storage. We're gonna do Gulp's level storage again because Gulp's level storage will allow us to go to any level like in sequence. And Ripto's one, like when I go to another level after Crush, it soft locks.
Oh, okay.
So-
So it's much more limited than
Yeah.
this one.
For some reason, yeah. So we're gonna like another commenter suggests to take revenge on Aquaria Towers because of the troubles I had there. But unfortunately, because this level is supposed to be, we can go combining super flight with supercharge and swimming. It creates this effect. But
That's pretty good.
because this level is supposed to be completely underwater and you're supposed to go anywhere you want because it's swimming. This
doesn't
level's
make much
actually,
difference.
yeah, it doesn't make much difference. This level is kind of locked up, so you can't really go out of bounds with this. Which is
Aquaria Tower
unfortunate.
does the last laugh.
There probably is maybe a polygon somewhere that you can get out of bounds.
Yeah.
But I would have loved it to see Aquaria Towers from the back, but from the outside. But
To go shame it by looking up its skirt.
yeah, no dice, unfortunately. So next we're gonna take a couple of looks at the Winter Tundra levels that we did after we did the level storage video. First up is Mystic March. We're gonna go take a look out of bounds here.
Which is kind of a pleasant place to float around in anyway. It's got the really nice skybox and the excellent poofy trees.
Yeah, a really far extending landscape.
Yeah.
So we go far enough out so that the water layer is not there anymore. You can see the level from the bottom this way. Yeah, level up skirts. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a thing in this series.
Recurring theme. It's okay. The levels don't mind.
Yeah, the levels consent, I suppose.
Levels just like the attention.
So
The
we're
bottom
also
of the level
gonna-
looks kind of like teeth.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
Because-
the shades make this a very different experience.
yeah. We try going to the orb zone here, and there is kind of an orb in this level. You can kind of see like there's an orb above us, another
Yeah.
skybox, and it's really hard to see. But there is another orb in the back, like obscured by the light.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So it's an orb zone, just not the orb zone.
Yeah, it's not the orb zone. We will go to the orb zone.
Thank God. It's been so long.
Yeah. And my failure here in Cloud Temples, I wanted to show it off. Like this is the route you would do to get to this one, but actually, just flying at it regularly doesn't even do it.
Oh man, grizzly.
Yeah, it's you're supposed to go much higher, and you can do that with our trick or just with the wall gliding. You can go much higher. And what you're supposed to do is this. You're supposed to just go through, well, a little bit better than that. Just go through, immediately get this guy, which is the end of the level.
Okay.
So
So, a little too precise for saying follow through, but
yeah,
doable.
it's doable. You can see the theory anyway.
Yeah.
Next, we're gonna take a look at the farms. These
Lovely farms.
yeah, we can go decently high, but unfortunately for us, the barriers also extend very high. But that's not a huge problem. We have our trick to go much higher than we're supposed to.
violate the sky.
Yeah, and a very nice sky, by the way. It's we can very clear sky. We can
Summer in the country.
clear the barriers
Robot country.
quite well.
You fools! Of course I can fly this high.
The back landscape of Robotica Farm's not that interesting. It's just some green hills.
Yeah.
But the underside of the level's cool with the electricity.
Yeah, we got a little glimpse of this earlier on, and it really is pretty fun to see how much stuff is happening underneath the ground.
Yeah. It's
Even
much
if it doesn't have a
harder.
lot to do.
Yeah, I guess it can be kind of a theme. Like in the original, I saw the levels from the top because you could swim up to
Yeah.
the top very high. And in this series, we go from the bottom usually. It's
And honestly, it renders a lot better from the bottom these days, so
yeah.
you chose the right time.
And one more thing is another suggestion comes in to check out. If you remember in Spyro 1, I think we did it together. I maybe showed it off, but there's these guys from Hurricos just hanging around in the Spyro 1 level.
Looking
So
like weird corpses left behind.
yeah, to take a little bit of a closer look at them. For some reason they're solid. That's something already.
Yeah, I remember one angrily T-posing in the middle of some other level in the background.
Yep. With the smaller fella in between the legs, there's a water layer under it, as you can see there also, and you can land on him. It's kind of fun.
It was God's forgotten creation.
But otherwise non-interactable, so yeah,
Alright,
those
well.
enemies are just there.
You guys have a nice time.
Yep.
Just two bros T-posing forever.
And finally, the final level we have yet to break is Dragon Shores, of course.
Oh, of
so,
course.
of
You thought you were
course.
getting away because you're vacation level? No.
Yeah, you think, yeah. And you can kind of see the
Special.
dragon here. That's S,
Yeah,
the same,
that
the
other
same.
dragon is totally like a crappy ghetto like school version of this thing. That's weird.
Yeah, the dragon from Crush, I think is the same model that's used as a head of the coaster here.
I think it's a little more Baroque now, but
Mm-hmm.
Dragon have a D-pad this time?
We can get on the coaster with our super speed, but
Can we
the
zoom?
loop,
No.
the loop doesn't work that perfectly. But the zoom, it is there. You just have to
Okay.
touch the beginning of that track, and the zoom comes.
Oh, and now you're stuck in the weird angle as you fly. Okay,
It's a timed, so for like 5 seconds, it does the thing.
gotcha.
Yeah. So here we
You
go.
remain boostoed.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
fun.
Yeah, you actually see more of the track than you do when you're actually on the track.
Yeah, that's true because you can't really see the cool detail that's the outside of the whole dragon coaster. You know, you don't really see it that well.
It's just kind of zipping by at the time,
Mm-hmm.
except for the one long shot it gives you.
Yeah. And we're gonna take a look at the area where we're not supposed to go. Haha, of course I can get here.
It's a
And-
forbidden zone.
There's a hole that leads
Huh.
under the water.
To a floor?
And the second water layer, I suppose.
The subwater.
Yeah, but now we can also take a look beneath the level as well.
I've seen this in nature documentaries about you get in very deep water, you get like lakes under the water that are made of highly salty cold water.
Oh.
So subwater is totally a thing.
Okay, yeah, it's true. Caves are, yeah. And this is how bit level storage. If you don't want, if you want the permanent power up, but you don't want to do 100%, you can totally get it with level storage.
Though, if you're willing to do level storage, chances are pretty good you've done 100% a couple times.
Yeah, but in like, I guess like for speedrunners who quickly want to get level storage, get permanent super flame, this could be the trick. And if you want to know what happens in the backside of the Tunnel of Love, if you've always wondered what happens in the dark, well,
Always.
there
Not
you,
as much as you think.
here you go. It's
Not a whole lot of canoodling.
it's an alternate dimension teleportation mechanism. Is the Spyro that went into the tunnel the same Spyro that came out?
I mean, provably, there's been several Spyros over this because, like, we have watched him die.
Whew, this is Also
This is
true.
Lassie all over again. He's actually like Spyro number 32.
This is true.
At least unlike dogs, dragons age very slowly. So, you know.
We want to end it. We're close to the end now. We want to end it on an orb zone. Dragon Shores doesn't have one. Winter Tundra, surprisingly, for being a hub level, also doesn't have it.
Where's the orb zone?
Then we have only one remaining option. We have to go to the best level, my favorite level.
It's time to go back to where we began, almost.
Nah, well, not necessarily, but we go to Autumn Plains.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like Autumn Plains is like the unbreakable level, right? Like we go super far out, and even then we go into a death plane.
It's your beloved and your nemesis.
Yeah. But if you fly out for like a minute, full minute, well, now we're doing over a minute just to make sure, but like around a full minute, going way into the background mountains, then we actually go beyond the death plane.
Beyond the beyond.
And we can go out of bounds in Autumn Plains. We can break Autumn Plains. Yes, finally.
The dream is real.
And we can actually go here, see the other side of Intuit. And you might think like, oh my god, this is it. This is Gulp Skip. We can go inside and we can do everything we ever wanted. And we'll break speedrunning forever. Will be the thing. But you go high enough, the death plane.
The box zone.
Yeah, maybe there's some potential there, but
Maybe.
as far as we
Requires
know,
somebody who's willing to go and like block every invisible part of that invisible wall.
Yeah.
And you might be crazy, but you're not dumb.
But now it's time. The orb zone. This is also the best orb zone because Autumn Plains is the hub world with the most levels, so also the most orbs.
Most orby. Also, the fact that you got the sunglasses on give you kind of a cool Galactic Explorer look.
So, with the orb zone, we end the series. We end the LPM break. Thank you so much,
where we
Pods. Thank you so
Between
much.
this layer and the last.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure, Jeff.
It's been an incredible pleasure. I really enjoyed doing it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please, if you want, please keep supporting the channel by subscribing and whatever. And I have a Discord. You can join. The links are in the description. Patreon too, if you're that willing to go that far. Please, I would appreciate it so much. And then until, how else can I say? Our hero takes a rest. But until next time.
Thank you all for enjoying our balls.
Game over. Thank you so much once more.
Still love you.
Bye bye.